I'm not like other guys. I can tell that you have played it safe your whole life. So let's get naughty and break a couple rules tonight. Sneak in a movie, no one will ever know. Then run on private property and hold each other close. Beneath the moonlight, I've got a fun idea. Lean and kiss a cheek and gently whisper in your ear. Let's steal a car tonight. Commit a felony with me and drive until the sunrise. Let's steal a motherfucking car tonight. Be young and alive. So let's commit some crimes.
Hey, I like you.
I got your flowers. Let's get some coffee. Look deep in my eyes and tell me about your family. We can hold hands, then you can watch me shoot cocaine into my eyes and rock a memory. Let's steal some art tonight. What's a few Picassos when you're on a sexy date eyes? Let's steal some precious fucking art tonight. Young and alive. And crossing state lines.
Or, we could go a little more traditional. Go for a walk, watch a movie. Actually, there's a really nice flower exhibit at the Botanical Gardens. Ninja Brian was just telling me about that last week. He loved it. Wait, you know what? Fuck it!
Let's kill some guy tonight. We're holding hands and laughing while we shank 'em in the starlight. Let's take a motherfucking life tonight. We're young and alive. Which I can say for that guy. Yeah. Let's kill 5 guys tonight. Then share a cherry cola while we blast a savage drive-by. Let's kill 10 guys tonight.
You know what? First date, let's pump the brakes on the murders.
Let's kill 5 guys tonight. I'll take you back to your place and we'll craft a perfect alibi. Man, we had fun tonight. We're young and alive. And you can call me anytime.
Good first date. Want to do it again next week? No? Oh, all right.
Are are we live? Yes, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to an exciting Wednesday stream back. I'm sorry. I'm just so fucking excited because we are back, y'all. And today, we are simply going to be checking the audio that everything is working, that we have no echoes, no slaps, nothing crazy happening with connection, internet, or what have you. Because I have officially moved apartments. I have officially moved cities. I have officially moved states. And we are live, y'all. I did not die. I know. But, before we get into all of that, I have a simple question for all of y'all. How have your last 2 weeks been? How is your week shaping up to be? And most importantly, how are you all doing today? Richard, I know you're sick, and I'll never forgive you for not being able to come out and hang out with me on my very first weekend in the greater Los Angeles area. Because that is where we are now, y'all. We have moved from Seattle to LA because, I don't know, I guess I only live in cities now. I guess that's how I exist. Who else is here? Who else is here? Wit, congratulations on being the very first person to comment since I've been gone. And yes, I do live. I have not died. I survived the tales. I survived the assassins. The stories of my demise have been greatly overstated. Is there supposed to be sound? Right? Yeah, no, thank you, V. Sorry, it's been forever. I had to reset everything back up. Like, luckily this time all of my settings for OBS and Streamlabs and everything has been saved, so that went fine, but just getting all of the everything reorganized is unfortunate. Hi, Ultima. Hi, Owl. Hey, Sour. Marcel, bonjour. Guten Tag, Marcel. Saw the new Naked Gun movie. It wasn't bad. Just recently rewatched the very first Naked Gun with some friends. 2 nights ago, I think. I am thinking of going and checking it out. It wasn't bad. Question V. How not bad was it? Was it not bad enough to pay to see it in the theater, or, you know, Yar fiddly dee, being a pirate is alright to me. Oh, Milky, how you doing, my guy? Fuck, I missed all of you. Hi, Chaotic. Chaotic, much less. Sorry, Chaotic. I do love you, but I have not needed to miss you. As keeping up with the Discord, you and Queenie has turned my Discord into your private messaging server. And it is the funniest thing in the world to read through. Oh my god. I'm glad you're making friends, Chaotic. Oh my god. I'm sorry. That's just been the funniest thing since I've been off and haven't been, Has it been Chaotic? Wait. No, Chaotic, you've been off and on. It's been Terramon. Terramon has been owning the thing, actually. Chaotic, you are off and on. Still, I appreciate it. And sorry about that. I just remember running through my head, it was Queenie, Terramon, and Chaotic Owl have been the most in there. Chaotic, do you want to go back to being a personality? It's been a while since we've streamed, so if you want, I just have to read to catch up. Yeah, there's been a lot. There's been a lot lately. But how are you guys doing? Let's see, this week off of work. It's been wonderful. Hell yeah. I am on Gamescom in 2 weeks. I have no clue what to experience or do there. Oops. To share places with Milk now? I share a greater city area with Milk, but no, I am not living with Milk. I've been doing good. Volunteering has kept me a little busy. I've spent some time with friends. Hey, that's fucking good, Ultima. Get it. I actually feel guilty about it. Oh, you better, Richard. You fucking better. I too am here. Yeah, and I hope you're feeling better too, Sour. I know the dentist has fucking gotten you. It's not follow age Chaotic. It's nice. Come on, you know it's a nice redeem. You know, can I have Unk again, please? Do the nice redeem. Do the nice redeem, and we'll see if you can have Unk. Hi, Velky. If you like the old ones, you should like this one. Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know. The Discord. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chaotic. You've been off and on. I just see you fucking popping in when those two have finished up a long convo. So it was the three of your names are in my head, but it is mostly Terramon and Queenie's fault. 100% agreed. Has been following you for 4 years. All right, all right. Okay, Chaotic. You've passed. But just keep that in mind. Just keep in mind the punishments that can come when you start overstepping your bounds and challenging me on my Discord, okay? All right, Chaotic. More IRL hangouts with Milk. I actually was able to hang out with Milk a little bit IRL. 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. I got to hang out. No. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I got to see both Milk and Lotus, and we got to hang out a little bit for the evening. We didn't get up to a ton, but they showed me a couple of stores. I ended up cooking rice for everybody, like chicken fried rice, egg fried rice. If it's got both egg and chicken, is that just fried rice? I made dinner for everybody. We looked around a couple different stores, did a little bit of light drinking, you know, fucking crazy shit. And Richard, thank you for the 1 year, 9 months, and 30 days. You are very close to hitting that 2 year mark, my guy. I demand moving right along. You demand moving right along? You mean the song? I can't play that crazy. I'm literally streaming on YouTube. I cannot play a song that aggressively copyright. All right, I'll get... Moving right along in search of good friends and good news. This could become a habit. Opportunity. My stream will get cut crazy if I do it. But that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting out of me. No regrets. We'll push boundaries more. Oh no. Like, well, must be fun hanging in person with an old friend. Hell yeah. I still need to find a way to annoy Junie into hanging out again. Especially, now don't tell anyone, but that moth left behind a few things that I had to take care of. We'll cover a bit of that when I go over my whole moving story. But let's just say, in her old place, she left behind a few plushies and a crate that I now have to figure out to get to her. So hopefully I find a good opportunity to fucking drive that shit out to her new place. But yeah, I've finished up a move. I've got things set up. And I just listened to my own stream for a second, y'all. But I want to know, how do I sound, y'all? Like, y'all... I shared a picture, right, of my setup in the Discord a bit ago. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me go check. Should I scroll or search? It's gonna be faster for me to scroll. I'll just from me. There's bread. There's the thumbnail. There's a meme. Yeah, I shared an earlier picture. I've added a few more sound panels up a few of the corners of the wall just to kind of help hone everything in. I've added a few panels on the door behind me just to make sure I'm not getting any slap echo from behind. Audio is crisp and clear because I did remember right after Junie's move, her very first stream happened. And it was so fucking echo. You could hear the exact number of pieces of furniture in her room. And I remember thinking, oh God, when I move, I'm going to plaster the walls of my new apartment with fucking soundproofing foam. And I've got this like streak along the walls that go basically from the bottom of my from my desk level. Because I think my desk is the most solid object I'm going to be speaking towards. So I want to be at that. And it goes to just above my mic height. So if you could think of verticality from the top of my desk to the just above my microphone, then I have a streak of foam basically that tall that just sort of rings my room, which I think does a lot to like prevent any bouncing, any echoing, just sort of at this volume level. I bet if I stood up or raised my mic up, it would immediately start getting a ton of echo. But that should be good. And to help hone in a little of the verticality, I did 2 layers up the corners, not along the whole wall, just in the corners. So I have a little more verticality honed in. And it sounds like you guys are saying I fucking nailed it. We're not getting any echo, any slap, any craziness at all. That is good. That's good to hear. I'm glad to see I figured it out and got everything handled, because that was going to be the number one fear, because if it was still echoing, I would have to do a whole nother order of panels and figure out where exactly shit's bouncing from. And my greatest fear would be if it was bouncing off the ceiling, because I would have to like go get a fucking step ladder or something and then put soundproofing foam all the way up on the ceiling. I think I would fucking hate that. Oh my god. But boy, howdy. Do we got a lot to catch up on since I've chaotic. Yeah, it's working. Don't worry. Let's pop on over to live. I wasn't planning on playing any games, and I don't got any like visuals for you guys. Sorry, it's been running around a lot to get my whole apartment room set up, to solve things in the kitchen and living space, to get everything moved in and going. Hell, today, like literally 3 hours before I went live, I was still running around the city setting up an actual parking place for my car, which finally got resolved, and I've got that now situated at a permanent parking spot. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot this past week or so. You sound good? Hell yeah. Oh my god, let's hear. So I found yet another random mutual contact. What do you mean, Avelki? Avelki, what do you mean? No, I don't think I want to dig into that. But I'm glad to see so many of you are back and hanging out. Like, I know Wednesday is almost always like my slower day, and I've been off for over a week, and you guys didn't get a huge warning. Like, obviously anybody who follows the art channel saw my thumbnail up, but I was running around today, so I wasn't able to do like a real early announcement to let y'all know we're gonna start streaming again. So I'm really scared a lot of people wouldn't know about it, and then y'all would yell at me later and be like, Eric, why didn't you warn us? But we're good. We're solid. Before I moved here, I had to build an audio booth in my home in Fairbanks out of a closet covered in foam. I need it for when I voiced radio ads, voiceovers for videos, and YouTube. Yeah. I don't really have a closet to use, but I did have to rearrange this room from when I had originally to actually give myself a real, like, desk space to work through and build off of. Someone who goes by Moth Enjoyer and is a fan of Junie and Kalia and is also in a completely different VTubers Discord. Well, that does sound like an absolutely amazing person. Do they know about Alex? If they're a moth lover, you should introduce them to Alex as well. Admittedly, I should be trying to convince you to introduce them to me so that I can, you know, harvest more content viewers for my content mine. But if they're a moth lover, then I've gotta, you know, I gotta yield where I need to. And so you should recommend Alex to them. It's 23:42. I gotta sleep soon, but enjoy the whole return stream, everybody. Aw, chaotic. Take care of yourself. Well, I mean, it's not even 3 a.m. chaotic. You know my rules. I'm personally a fan of the blanket forge strategy. I am thinking of trying to set up some of like those Velcro sticky strips on the window, because I'm actually oriented. The desk is up against the only window in my apartment. So I need permanently to have the blinds down for my only window. But these blinds aren't like blackout, like they go into a recess in the wall where the window is. Because of that, they don't go flush with the wall. So light is constantly bleeding around them. So I was thinking of getting some Velcro strips and a black sheet and essentially just Velcroing up a sheet over the window just to actually kill off all the light. Because basically I'm stuck in this weird middle ground where I can't use the window, but light is still bleeding around. So I feel like either I have to fully make my window like truly accessible, or at this point I just got to black it out somehow, you know? You know how it is. You guys get it. Oh man. I hope you have better luck finding a job in LA. I do too, Marcial. I do too. See the guy on Twitter a lot. Unless there's more than one. Maybe. Maybe. Hi, son. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Been playing lots of Witchfire. Interesting. I have encountered a new roguelite that I'm planning on playing this Friday. I've still got a lot of work to get the thumbnail up and ready to go, but hopefully we'll be able to return to actual gaming streams very, very soon, y'all. But I couldn't put off hanging out with you guys anymore. I missed an entire week, so I had to get back on, even if it was only for meeting up with you guys and telling you guys my whole travel story. Chibaru is a Shiba Inu femboy who builds bionicles on stream. Damn. Blackout curtains do wonder. Yeah, but I can't hang new curtains, you know? Like I said, the real problem is my window's in like a recess in the wall. So there's no good way to actually put up curtains that are flush with the wall, you know? So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to do this weird Velcro thing in the recess and Velcro up a sheet, just so there's a second layer behind the current curtains, and hopefully that'll curb. Hopefully that'll curb everything. Did someone not mention Witchfire? Wait, did I fuck up? Did I read something wrong? Curtains do wonders. Is it Witchfire? You should play Witchfire. I thought Witchfire? Oh, that's true. Wait, no, I promised you guys a story time. And we've spent what, 30 minutes? We're at our 30-minute mark of me just yapping, saying hi to all of you, going ooh woo, I've missed you all so fucking much. So I believe it's time to get into the story. Also, I've been sharing your shorts in his server like a good little content miner. That's more of a content promoter of Elky, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Has there been any response to them, right? Because recently I had a problem. So for any of you who follow my shorts, you guys know that recently I had a short come out that was talking about my love of bug girls, and that one did very weirdly because it did absolutely horribly on YouTube. Like 100 views, I think, on YouTube. So very bad short there. However, on Twitter and Reddit, I had like 2 days of people constantly commenting about, like, more interaction than I've had on any of my videos I've like cross promoted anywhere. So that's a weird one. That's got to be a weird split for me, where it got a lot of interaction on like the social medias, but it did very, very poorly on YouTube, unfortunately. I saw it on Twitter too. Yeah, I imagine y'all saw it. But no more distractions. No more off-topic questions. Please, please. No more off-topic questions. Strange case for that short, true. Very strange. I wonder if I consider that a win? Because it did do really well on certain platforms, even though it did poorly on my main platform for shorts, right? Autistics need to share. God, my titles are great. My titles are great. But y'all, as many of you are well aware, I missed a whole week of streaming recently. And the reason was I was moving. That's right. I am no longer in the Seattle area. I am instead in the greater Los Angeles area. Really? The Champ redeem? Not the no off-topic questions? What? Fuck you, Sour. But I am now in the greater Los Angeles area, and unlike some people, I decided to drive most of my stuff down because I had a car. I don't remember which one that is. The off-topic one? Wait, is it not there? Did I lose off topic? Hold on. Is that on me? Maybe I did turn it off, huh? I can't imagine why I would have done that. Doesn't make sense to me. Let me check. Wait. Let me go. Twitch. Creator dashboard. Viewer rewards. Diggy hole. Oh wait, that was for Minecraft. Oh yeah, I did turn off topic off. Don't even know why. There, it's back on. Have fun with that. But yeah, so I finally decided to move into the city that all of my
No off-topic
friends had
questions.
moved
Because
to
I don't
recently.
want to. No, permission denied. That's an off-topic questions. Next, you have been stopped.
That one is so loud. Also, you knew what you were doing when you used Bionicle in that short. Yeah, wow. You know me, Avelki. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at trying to mix in multiple tags into all of my shorts, trying to feed the machine.
No off-topic questions. Because I don't want to. No, permission denied. That's an off-topic questions. Next, you have been stopped.
It's going to be all day with us, isn't it? So, I set up and prepped my big move from Seattle to LA, and I was going to have to drive my own car down. So, it was, what, Tuesday? So, it was Monday. My mom actually arrived at my apartment because she was going to help me move. We had to set up some things for taking out, like, a couch, getting rid of an old mattress I had stored away. And then also going over to someone else's apartment because someone else didn't quite move out all of their stuff and needed some help with that. We will not name names. We will not take guesses in chat. But luckily, that was also a bit of a winning instance for me because this unnamed person that no one will try to guess at did say I could fully loot anything that was left behind. So, once I'd gotten basically my whole apartment cleared out, moved into the downstairs area so I could get put out onto trucks or onto my car or whatever, basically all organized and ready to go, I went over to this person's abandoned apartment and got to look through and loot some stuff, including I had to order a truck to get their abandoned mattress sent to a dump. Hey, for all of you to be aware, you just so everybody knows, if you're ever moving, mattresses are bulk items. That means no, you can't just carry them downstairs and throw them out in the dumpster. They have to be taken either directly to a dump or to a mattress recycling plant. You can't just leave them behind and expect someone to put them in the dumpster outside for you. That's not how that works. But while there, I did stumble into a bit of a closet. And in that closet were 4 crates, we might say. 2 of them were sealed, and 2 of them were open. And one of the open ones was over a dozen unopened boxes of a VTuber trading card game, I believe. Right. Is that called V Rising? One second. The Rising Star, I think is what it was called. Yeah, treasure, wahoo! And my mom, who was with me, looked and's like, so are we going to throw this all out? And I look at that crate. I'm like, hold on, give me a second. I grab one of those boxes, I head out, and I run 20 minutes by foot down to a nearby mall that I knew had a cards and comic store in it. And I go into the cards and the comic book store, and I go up to the guy working back there. Old one or new one? I have no clue, V. That's the funny thing. I have no clue at all. So I go in, and there's this older guy, and I think this must be the guy who, like, owns the store. He's sat behind the counter just on his laptop playing online gambling. When I walk in, I say hi, and he says, 1 minute, I have to finish this hand. Oh, man. Oh, no, sour. I'm sorry. But then he finishes up his gambling. He turns and asks me what's up. I'm like, hey, so I have a crate of these unopened packs of this trading card game. I don't know if you'd be interested in buying these. Well, they were already shipped, so I imagine if that new box has not come out yet, V, then it's probably not the new one. And the man looked at it. He grabbed it, looked it up for a second, typed something into his computer, then looked back over at me, and just dead to my face says, I have no clue what this is, but I'm willing to bet $300 I can sell a crate of these. Does that sound like a fair deal? So I went back, I grabbed the crate, I brought it back down to the mall. And I handed him the whole crate. I got $300 for it. That was nice. I went back. In the other two crates was an assortment of other things. One was a box of like shirts, I think, all graphic tees, all of them from Gamer Supps. It also included a play mat, which I decided to keep since I was throwing out all my desk stuff in Seattle. So I currently have a Gamer Supps Sus Snacks play mat on my desk, which everything is currently resting on, so that's pretty cool. There was another open box that was just filled, like overflowing with gamer cups. I decided to keep one for myself, which was a stick figure lady, which was fucking amazing. And there were a bunch of others in there. I think I sorted out like all the generic ones. Was able to keep a few a few singles I saw. I believe there was a bow in there. And there were a few other characters I vaguely recognized, so I ended up keeping those cups to get stored away to see if I can't resell those later. And then that brings us to the very last crate. The very last sealed crate. So I cut into this one. I opened it up. And I immediately looked at my mom and said, this is our worst case scenario. And she goes, why? I'm like, the rest of these we can sort, toss, sell here, whatever, you know. They're not very important. This, unfortunately, is buried treasure, though. Mom goes, what? I'm like, in this crate is just money, you see. Because what was in that crate, no, it was not lewd stuff. Well, I mean, it could depend on your opinion of lewd stuff. A bit ago, Junie had a release of Gamer Supps merch, right? And I think all of her merch ended up selling out. And the reason that's interesting is because Gamer Supps only does single prints of all of their products, you know? They basically say, all right, we're going to do 5,000 of this cup with this specific artwork on it. And then in the future, we'll make a new artwork so that each of our editions of a cup, a shirt, a mat, whatever, are unique so that they're actually collectible items, right? And,
Hey, he's back! The light giver!
hey! Little Pink, how you do? One more month will be 48 divided by 12. You're almost at 4 years of sub? I mean, you've already passed it for the follow timer, Little Pink, but congratulations. All of this to say, inside of this last crate were, I want to say, 6 Juniper Actius cups, 6 Juniper Actius t-shirts, and 6 Juniper Actius playmats. And I know I could have an easy time finding people in the community I'm in who might be interested in some of this sold out, unopened mint material. So most of the crate went out to storage, essentially, but I did grab 2 of each, essentially, to bring with me all the way here to LA. And I think I'll end up bringing those out to TwitchCon and maybe seeing if I can't peddle those out for a bit of a profit as well. Oh god. So that was pretty much Monday. On Tuesday was moving out of my apartment proper. So I was putting shit out and packing it into my car, including my office chair. So I got an entire office chair into my car. I got like 4 moving bags, 2 suitcases, my weights, my computer, 4 monitors. 8 pillows, 2 blanket. My car looked horrific by the end. The back seat was jam packed from wall to wall. I wasn't going to be able to open the back doors until my trip was done because things were ready to spill out. And if things spilled out, that might end up including my computer or my monitors, which would be a problem. So that was sealed and closed at that point. And the trunk was full of 2 suitcases and 2 moving bags, 8 pillows. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's only 6 pillows. I don't know. Oh yeah, and a few plushes that someone left behind and asked me to bring with me. So we got all that packed away. We got all of my furniture loaded up into a moving car as my family descended like vultures. Oh, you don't need that kitchen table anymore. We'll take that off your hands. Oh, you don't need that AC unit anymore. We'll take that off your hands. So my family is decorating their kitchens, living rooms, and whatever have you. With all of the abandoned furniture from my last apartment. Since I moved into a significantly smaller space, at least for the space that would be. Ah, is that a gnat? Fuck you. Sorry, I have a gnat. A single gnat flying around all of a sudden. Grr. Oh man, the guy who lived here before us never changed his mailing address. That's always exciting, Valky. You always get a peek into somebody's life. It's horrible, though, when you get those letters that, like, this is time sensitive, and you're like, ooh, unfortunate. Unfortunate that this is time sensitive. Okay, but the most important question, though, is your new kitchen to stream in? There is a new kitchen. We are at the exact same problem as before, where I would have to move my entire computer setup out to the kitchen. It's no longer on a different floor of the apartment from me, so I guess it's easier. But now I share the kitchen with 3 other rooms, Marcial. So physically easier, socially harder. How about that? We'll say it that way. Physically easier, socially harder. So I got all my furniture shipped out to my vultures of a family. We got all of my stuff jam-packed into my car. And then it was Wednesday evening, where it was finally time to drive. So Wednesday, I did a 6-hour drive from Seattle down into Oregon. And I'm trying to remember what town it was I stopped in for my first night. I don't know. But basically, all 3 days of driving were fucking, keep driving till I get to the right town, get into a hotel, sleep, wake up early the next morning, and head out and do it again. Pretty uneventful first day of driving. Basically I got on the 5 and just drove south for 6 hours. Because I started in the evening, that was basically all the time I could. Made pretty good time, though. Got into town, quickly found the hotel that was prepaid, rolled in. 6 hours of driving in a car that does not have working AC, so I walk in sweating like crazy, carrying my backpack and my 1 bag of clothing that I have in the front seat with me in. I go, hi, I'm Erik. I'm here to check in for the night. Yeah, no, my car does not have working AC, Ultima. So keep that in mind as the story goes along. And they go, okay, yeah. Oh, we see you've already prepaid, so we should be good to finish up the booking. And then they go quiet for a bit. And then 5 minutes passed. And then 10 minutes passed. And I'm like, is there a problem? And like, well, you see, we can physically see on the booking that you have already prepaid, but our system is having a hard time confirming now for some reason. So So I ended up having to sit in the lobby just soaked through my shirt with sweat as they finalized this. And finally, there was no real problem. They ended up being able to get through it. And then I was able to get into the room, sit down, take a shower, go to bed, woke up at 6 in the morning the next morning, got my car refueled, and headed out for the real day of travel. Because day 2 was 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. of driving, with one stop in a town called Ashland, I want to say. Basically, I stopped for lunch there, ended up hanging out there for like, I think 45 minutes or so, getting food, refuel, all of that. But yeah, that next day was very crazy because it was just 12 hours of driving down the 5 south down the 5, and that was, oh man, I have learned so much about driving long distance, and boy howdy is it very interesting. Because here's something you might not know. When it comes to speeding, cops have basically 2 major thresholds they'd consider. That's the 10% and the 20%. Essentially, if you're going up to 10% over the speed limit, you're basically not speeding. That's sort of the agreed upon system everybody uses. The second one is 20%, which is basically it's not worth stopping someone to make them pay a ticket at under 20% over the speed limit. They can stop you, but the ticket will be so low, it's generally not worth it. What's interesting about our speed limits being oriented around percentages, like 10% over, 20% over, is as the speed limit goes up, the gap also grows. For example, 10% over a 50 mile per hour speed limit is 55. 20% is 60, so 5 and 10. Now, if you have a 60 mile per hour speed limit, 10% over is 66, so 6, or 72, 12. So you've gone from 510 to 612. Now, if the speed limit is 70, that means you could basically go about 15 miles per hour over the speed limit without even thinking about cops trying to pull you over. And boy howdy, do you make a good time when you're basically constantly at 85 miles an hour. 12 hours of 85 miles per hour will put some good distance between where you started and where you ended up. So I drove, a good 6 hours, break 6 hours with my front windows all the way down to get some air moving at a good, nice, safe 85 miles an hour. That's right. I was listening to a Abridged series. Day 1, I think I listened to all of Sword Art Online Abridged. Day 2, what was the big thing I had going the whole time? I had something that went for a while. I don't think it was another Abridged series. I think I was just listening to a live stream, honestly, that whole time. Hi! Ashley, motherfucker, how'd you end up in Elden Ring? I commented in the Discord, I'm like, hey, y'all, we're stopping in Ashland. Kind of an ominous name for a city. Someone made a good point. It was probably after, like, ash trees or something. But, kept talking to the local post office to tell them it's the wrong address, but kept getting his mail, so I shoved a note in our mailbox to tell them so-and-so doesn't live here anymore. Stop giving us his mail. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. I remember day 2, I think I had the same car essentially right behind me for like 5 hours of the drive. And I remember being really sad when they took a turn off. Just because it was like, damn, my travel homies are gone. Oh, God. But twice on the drive, I think this was mostly on day 3. So it was after my big 12-hour drive. But as I went from Oregon into California, there were 2 points where we went up to the top of like a mountainous area and then got to drive down like a 5 or 6% slope for like 20 miles, where essentially I was able to keep my foot fully off the gas and maintain like 85 miles per hour for several miles off of zero gas usage. What was absolute? We were just rolling downhill. Which was absolutely beautiful, glorious, saved me so much on gas. I'm so happy I got to do it. There were points, though, when I was steering into different lanes, like lane swapping to avoid cars, to avoid hitting my brake, just to see how long I could coast for. They were absolutely beautiful. So I finish up day 2, and I think the end of day 2, which is the 12-hour drive, I end up stopping in a town called Selma? I think that's where I was in at the end of day 2. So I got a hotel for the night in Selma. And then that morning, I got to get some new snacks and drinks for the car. So I walk over to a nearby gas station. I pop into the convenience store, right? And there's nobody in there, but there is metal music blaring, like really loudly. There's metal music playing, and I go in, I'm like, huh. And I start slowly walking to the counter. Then I hear a door behind me open and close, and I hear someone fast walking as the dude walks past me behind the counter, and immediately the music goes dead. It goes, "Hi, how can I help you?" And he had this nervous look on his face. And I was just thinking, no, homie, you can put your music back on. I don't mind. Oh, that was funny. That was really funny. Seeing a dude who really did not think anyone would be in that early in the morning. Oh, man. So I got set out on my third and final day. This is another 6-hour drive. I think technically I could have done the whole trip in 2 days, like 2 12-hour days, but I did it in 3 days. 1 6 hours, 1 12 hours, 1 6 hours, which I think was pretty good, because by the end of that third day, I was sore, I was sweating, and I was pulling into the greater Los Angeles area. Yeah, so the end of the third day, no crashes, no major problems. Nothing crazy happening to me, and I got into the city no problem. Though I did actually get in a couple hours earlier than I could to actually go and get into my apartment, so I did have to camp out. Luckily, there was a store nearby that had underground parking that you get like an hour free if you go up and you're a patron of the store. So, I go up, I get a bottle of water, go back, and I sit in my car in the shade for like an hour until I'm good to go ahead and sign into my new apartment. I come on over to the building. I talk to the manager. They get me up and in. And, like, the manager is, like, antsy to go. They don't want to answer any questions or anything. So we just sign some paperwork. I hand over them my, what are they, like, cashier checks? I think is what they needed. They blare off, and I'm left alone in my little master suite apartment. So my new living arrangement is I'm in a co-living apartment, an all-inclusive co-living apartment. So I don't actually pay for power or internet here. It's all included, but I do share a living space. It's set up very similar to how a lot of dorms are. If there's going to be like 4 people living, where there's 4 bedrooms that feed into like a central kitchen living room area. Luckily, I get my own bathroom, and I just turned around and pointed at it, even though none of you can see that. And I have my own little apartment room. I think it's like 150 square? I don't know. But I walked in, and for any of you who looked at the Discord picture, where you saw my desk was where essentially the bed was initially. They had the bed kind of over by the window. All the spare room was like in the center of the room or towards the bathroom. But just the way everything was arranged up, there was no way I was going to be able to get a desk set up in here, let alone a desk with a real office chair with all the space I need to set up my mic, the camera stand, just everything to be able to do streaming. So what I ended up doing is going over to the bathroom, opening the door to its apex so I could see exactly how much room the door needed. And then I slid the bed horizontally against a far wall and slid it down the wall until the bed frame touched the bathroom door, giving me the maximum of physical amount of space at the far side of the room, right up against the window, for me to end up building a desk over here. I think the spacing has ended up just perfectly. I think I remember saying at one point, I wish I had 10 extra square feet in this room. I feel like if I had 10 extra square feet, it'd be absolutely perfect. I'm feeling a little tight in here, but it was just enough room to get everything spaced out how I needed. And then the whole day was bringing up bags, blankets, pillows, my computer, my monitors, my wires, and just getting them into the room. And then the rest of that day was basically grabbing one bag, unpacking it, moving a few things over to one side of the room to clear up some space, then setting a few things up, then going back to where I cleared out some space, grabbing some items over there, moving it back, just walking back and forth across the room, getting items put away, moved around, and till I got everything mostly situated. I was able to rebuild up my office chair because obviously it had to get taken apart to fit in the car. Then it was ordering a desk. When the desk arrived, it was building the desk, getting it put over, getting the chair put in, getting a carpet put down for the desk area, getting things situated, which gave me more space. So I had to go back and rearrange all of this stuff again. And now shit's pretty well situated. Then I had to go to the store, buy a bunch of command strips to use for all of my soundproofing, get all of that set up. I added some shelves into the bathroom because the bathroom had no storage space whatsoever, which freed up space to move stuff around again. Then I ended up putting up a new shelf in the kitchen as well to give myself a little more space for all the stuff I was bringing in. And finally, once I had everything fucking slowly getting resituated up, I finally felt nice and slowly cozy. Let's hear. Okay, but actual question. I am a German, as you know. And as an outsider, LA just looks and always sounds like such a dangerous city. Does that count for the center of LA, maybe? Well, I don't know. I mean, I went to school in New York. I've spent the last 5 years in Seattle, and I've only been in LA for a few days now. It's very area dependent because LA's really fucking massive. Oh yeah, no. So that's a definite thing. LA does not build up, they just keep building out. Of all of the greater city areas, LA is fucking huge. Like, literally, it takes over an hour to drive from one side of LA to the other, ignoring traffic. LA is like the most massive city there is. I don't know if it's because they have ordinances against building up. I don't know if it's because they have a bunch of cheap land on the peripheries. But basically, most cities get a really dense city center, you know? Like, if you picture New York's, like, skyline, the massive skyscrapers, LA doesn't have a massive city center, essentially. So it's a lot more expansive than most cities tend to be. Whew. A lot of cities have a bit of sketchiness to them. Yeah, and that's true. And that sort of depends on where your line for sketchiness is. Some people just see any level of homelessness as being sketchy. Some places, you know, there's actual crime statistics to figure out whether it's sketchy or not. It's mind-boggling to me that Tokyo is even bigger. Yeah, no, that's absolutely insane. Oh, man. So, yeah, I ended up doing a lot of walking around, too. I'm, like, really connected to a bunch of different places. So I've been slowly exploring in each direction a little further every day. I am unfortunately a 30-minute walk away from an amazing park that I wish I was closer to. Because the truth is, after a 30-minute walk, I don't want to go on a walk. After a 30-minute walk, I feel pretty good on that particular walk. So it's really unfortunate there's a really nice park 30 minutes away. So I can't like go on a walk into the park and then enjoy my time at the park. Wait, Gwen? Hey, Gwen! Hi! Thank you for the 27 days and 23 hours, girl. How are you doing? I am so sorry I wasn't able to join you on the stream a week ago. I have finished moving, and this is the first time I've been able to stream since. But how are you doing? Sup? Hey, sup? What have you been up to? I saw one of your videos got recommended to me on YouTube, which was fucking cool. But how have you been? Is there bus connection maybe? Maybe, but I don't know. Like a 30-minute walk and I take the bus to go there feels weird. Right. My real problem with this park is that it's like at the perfect distance where it's too far for me to want to walk there and then do a walk and then walk back. But it's too close for me to like want to go one or two bus stops down, like to pay to ride the bus down to do a walk at the park, you know? Like I bet because of how close it is, I'd be able to do some sort of transit there, but it's like it wouldn't be worth it for the convenience, you know? It's exactly in between far enough away for me to want to drive there, because I do have a car. I could just drive there. Yeah, I do have a car. But it's like, it's just, it's close enough that driving there feels ridiculous. But walking there is just too far to want to then enjoy a walk in the park, you know? And that's just inconvenient. That's just darn inconvenient for me. So let's see here. Basically, I got into a bunch of movement stuff, then slept that night. Second night was where I set up and I cooked fried rice, which I offered to some of my roommates. I have only really met one set of roommates. I think I have 3 sets of roommates. I've only met one set of roommates. I believe they're from France, and they told me some horror stories about some of the people on different floors. Apparently, they've been in this building, but have moved around a few times. So, bike there? I don't own a bike. Ugh. This is really just a me problem, honestly. It's just a me complaining problem for the most part. Like I said, it's just in the perfect distance to not be a comfortable, easy time. It's not too far away for me to go there. It's just far enough for me to be like, inconvenient, you know? I'm Gucci. Hell yeah, girl. Let's see here. There are buses and technically a train, but it's not convenient. Yeah, I did ride the metro the other day. They do have a metro. Unfortunately, New York City, for example, does a grid metro where they have lines that basically go vertical up multiple roads and horizontal across multiple roads, like a grid network is how their metro is set up. LA has a radial network. So essentially they have a central station, which is a circle, and then they have one line that goes out to one part of the city, one line that goes out to another part of the city, one line that goes out. So if you want to go horizontal multiple blocks, you essentially have to ride one line down to the central station, ride the central station till you get to the right arm, and then ride that arm out into the area you're wanting to go, which is just, I don't know. I think they need to rework it. I really don't think radial is really good for moving freight. That's a great freight train system. Being able to just move all of your freight to a central location, then organize when and where it needs to go from there is a great freight train setup. It's horrible for city metro. If you're doing light rail or metro, you really want to do a grid system. It just immediately makes things so much more convenient and easy just because passengers do not function like freight, essentially. Is that the US mindset? It's a mix. For example, like I said, New York City has great metros, but it's pretty unique in the US area. There are places that have good public transit. It's just not the default, essentially. And LA, I think, is particularly bad about their public transit systems. Ooh, mastering astral projection could work. Lazy? No, Gwen, I'm not lazy. I'm just saying it's just inconvenient. It's too close for me to want to drive there, but it's too far for me to enjoy walking there and then going on a walk while there and then walking back. What I want to do, really what would be perfect for me, is if I could walk there, go on a walk in the park, and then have my car be there. That would be perfect so that I could drive back afterwards. You see, that's more so what I'm looking for. I just need one of the 3 walks removed, not all 3. Though I am lucky I do have a car. And now I have permanent parking, which is fucking great. Around here, it's a bunch of small urban suburban areas broken up by farmland that get denser towards the Hamilton, Toronto area. And then there's a similar setup towards London, Woodstock area. Oh, okay. Traffic do be fucking brutal. No, that is something I've noticed, which is very interesting and different from Seattle, is everyone here drives like they're already late, you know? Like if someone is in a single lane road and they're turning left, people will go into the bike lane to get around them to go straight or to the right instead of waiting the 30 seconds for the car to turn left. And it's absolutely insane. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you can be in a situation where it's literally they are turning. They are turning. Just wait the 10 seconds for them to turn. Go slow. Don't hit the bikers, you asshole. LA has the worst driver. And I don't understand. I don't think why you would want to do that. You're gonna hit someone or break your car. Hi, Queenie. How you doing? Welcome to both chats as usual. I know you've been having an exciting few weeks, conquering my Discord and turning it into your own private DM Discord. Oh my god, things are the same around here. And I don't know, I feel like I didn't encounter that in Seattle. Not to mention, here in LA, the designers of the roadways didn't put in any left-hand turn signals. Like, if you approach a lane and you want to do a left-hand turn at an intersection, it's just green or red lights for going straight ahead. So you need the green light to go straight ahead, and then you need to wait for opposing traffic to run out so that you're cleared to go on a left-hand turn. And it's insane. Whoever built the city wanted anybody who makes left-hand turns to die. That's my opinion. That's what I think is happening here. Ridiculous. It was easy to take control. I understand. I understand, Queenie. The desire to seize control of any system is innate in all of us, I believe. And I'm happy to see you decided to express that. Next, Queenie will take over your stream. Someone's already tried taking over my stream, Zombie, and we haven't seen them since Ultima. So keep that in mind. Think about that, huh? All of you think you want to take over my stream until you do it, and then you disappear forever. Remember the threat, y'all. Remember the threat. There's one of those streets with a central turning lane, and I've seen so many people ignore those for no reason. Is that a threat? Always, Queenie. I will always threaten you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry one bit. Oh, I do want to ask y'all, how has stability of the stream been? We've been going for an hour, so I want to see if we've been having a good connection. No, I'm going to run at internet speed because, like I said, I don't pay for internet or power here. It's all inclusive, but because of that, I didn't get to pick my internet plan, so I don't know actually how good the internet is. I did figure out yesterday how to run a hard wire, so I could actually have my computer set up on an Ethernet instead of on the Wi-Fi system for streams. How's it looking? I should stay away from seizing control, most likely. Seems like it's been moving smoothly. To be fair, we have not been testing it, right? We haven't been running a game. We haven't been running a game capture, any of that, and that's normally where shit gets a little wild. But, oh, damn, 800 download. That's not telling me 900 upload. It gets moments of buffering that might be on my end, though. 1 second. Test is almost done. I think it's about to tell me I have a 900 upload. Fuck. Y'all, we got 900 upload. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be real good. But yeah, so I did that, and then the last 2 days have been me sort of making small minor adjustments. Like I mentioned, I added in a new shelf into the shared kitchen area just so I have a place to put my spices. I attached some hooks to it so I could hang some of my, like spatula, spoon, strainer sort of stuff off there with the limited shelving space. Enough for a stable cooking stream? No, not really. Honestly, Marcio, I've got like 1 shelf in a fridge. I've got 1 like real storage shelf, and I've been building additional storage area for myself out there. The other day I was cleaning, and I found out that every light in the kitchen is like 2 feet back away from the counter so that there's more ceiling space for them to have like built in shelves. And then the stove is directly underneath the microwave, so there's no under shelf space for there to be a light. So the top of the stove is actually the darkest spot in the kitchen. So I had to go out and find an adhesive light bar to attach to the bottom of the microwave. Not like inside, outside, just so I could have a light to actually turn on so I could actually see what is cooking to make sure nothing is burning. And it was a fucking time. But yeah, no, I've been putting it through its paces. I made spaghetti, I made fried rice, I baked a couple of loaves of bread recently. We did an avocado bread and a coffee loaf. I've got those out and chilling. And yeah, I've been slowly building more space for myself wherever possible. Yo, bread. Yeah, dude, bread. God, and I think I fucking nailed the avocado bread this time. It's definitely better hot. I think it's not as good now that it's cooled down. When it came out hot, it was like really spongy. And I don't know what I did differently from the times I've made it before, but I fucking nailed it. Unfortunately, though, my oven, I think, is a natural gas oven. So it actually runs on an igniter, and the lighter for it is on the top of the inside of the oven behind like a safety metal thing. So you can't actually physically see if the oven's lit or not. So you have to turn on like an igniter, so you hear the click, 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 and you have to listen for the sound of a flame occurring. That like whoosh sound of a flame starting to know that you've actually ignited the oven. And there was a point in the middle of baking where I turned it off to like pull it out and check, and I need to go back in for another 20 minutes. But I come back and I had changed it all. I realized I failed to ignite the oven the second time. And it was such a hassle. It's such a hassle. God, I wish it was electric. Fuck, I'm sorry. I much prefer an electric oven to like a natural gas oven. I don't need to not know the actual temperature or whether it's ignited or not. That's so insane. Oh, fuck. But yeah, that's how we're doing. Oh, and finally, today rolled around and I was able to set up and get my first stream in over a week out to all of y'all. I'm so sorry we had to miss a whole week and we had to start back up on Wednesday. But that means we're going to get a whole weekend, y'all. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Don't you worry at all. A couple of weeks ago, I made some beef jerky in the air fryer. If you have a place that sells pork belly near you, Elky, I highly recommend looking up some pork belly air fryer recipes. They're very quick, and they can honestly come out pretty fucking good. Gas stoves are great, but ovens are another story. I don't know. I'm even a fan of electric stoves. I know a lot of people don't like that you can't cool them as quickly, but like some electric stoves where you get to pick the actual like temp or whatever. I don't know. I just like kind of the exactness of electric implements where there's no question of it being on or off. Where I don't have to worry about an igniter or anything flicking or anything like that. I just like the consistency, you know? It's just that's just a me preference though. Oh man. But I think that's sorry there wasn't anything super insane that happened on my travels. And it's mostly just been me like resetting up and getting moved in. Any questions from the class? Anything you guys want to know besides whether I'll stream in my kitchen? Hope you're settling in well. Moving is a stressful experience. Yeah, it definitely is. Luckily, I don't know. I'm a very low stress person, you know? I chill out in my comfort zone very easily. I assign myself little projects like building shelving units so that I can have space. Oh my gosh. No, like what was it? The other day, my friends Lotus and Milk were telling me about a bar they frequent. And the other day I had some free time, so I ended up just walking to the bar and walking back just to see like how the walk would feel. Any cool bars you found yet? Like I said, my friends mentioned one. There's a couple of interesting places a little closer than that to me that I really want to check out. There was one club, I think, that's like so there's this solid like cement wall that's like halfway in between like a hotel and a Walgreens. So it's just like if you could just imagine just like a solid wall in between two buildings, and it's got a door on it with no sign or anything on the door. And there was like 2 nights ago, I was walking back and there was a guy just sitting on a stool outside of it. And someone walked up, showed him an ID and went in. And I heard people talking and music. So like there's a club inside that wall somewhere. And I think I was walking with Lotus. He's like, "Yeah, no, there's that place. I've never been in there, but I know it's like a club." And I'm like, "How do you walk by a club with no name, just a door and a mysterious wall, and you've never gone in?" Like, not even out of curiosity. So that's gonna be a place I'm gonna have to come up with an excuse to check out sometime. I've gotten to check out a few different food trucks in the area, which have been pretty fucking sweet. And I went out with my friend and we went to a place called Shakey's where we got some really cheap pizza. That was fun. And then we went to a place that was like Thai gelato. And I ended up getting, I want to say, star fruit and lemon gelato or passion fruit and lemon gelato. I don't remember now what it was. This very weird gelato that was honestly really, really good. It sounds like trying to find the secret area in a game. I know, right, Ultima? So I'll see. I'll see what I can find. And, oh, but there was one bar we walked by that I think was called the Chuckle Hut or the Chuckle Club. When I asked my friend about it, he said he's pretty sure it's a clown-themed club that you might have to be wearing an outfit to get into. Like, they might have a dress code. And if that's real... If that's really what it is, I'm gonna have to figure something out and report back to you on that. Hey, Clizzard, how you doing, my guy? Yep, we are back. We are live. We're doing well, and we're in LA now, Clizzard. Clizzard, you missed the whole stream. I told my moving story. I talked about looting goods from somebody's apartment. I talked about driving down and setting up my new play. You missed everything, Clizzard. Oh. You're not the only one, though. I think this morning, Nez DM'd me on Discord and was like, "Wait, you're moving next week, right?" It's like... Homie, you clearly haven't caught my streams or kept up with my Discord in a bit. No, I'm not moving next week. I'm already moved. Oh man, which is very unfortunate because I do have some good loot that I'm gonna try to push on to some of y'all, I think, at some point. Oh man, I can't wait to see you in San Diego. Yeah, I'm looking forward to TwitchCon. I'm looking forward. I still haven't like finalized any of my plans on it yet, just because I just got through this move, but I'm really looking forward to it. You dodged that devastating tsunami. There was a devastating tsunami? Devastating tsunami. Recent. The Sunda Strait tsunami in Indonesia in 2018. Not really devastated a lot, but there was a bit of an earthquake off of Russia. Oh, did one hit Alaska? I remember hearing about a pretty big earthquake. I wish you would go to TwitchCon on the weekend instead of Monday so we could hang out. What? What do you... What do you... What do you mean? I go to TwitchCon when TwitchCon is. Well, and isn't it always like the actual convention? I think it's normally Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Richard, what the fuck are you talking about? We were talking about the plans from last time. We were down there for like 4 days, I think. We went to TwitchCon, we went to Legoland, we spent literally every night out drinking near the beach. It was great. Sound like you're about to accidentally get caught up in a masquerade shenanigans. Listen, dude. I never really got to do much clubbing growing up. So if LA is going to give me the opportunity to learn about a club scene, I might get into it. We might just have to get into it. I don't know what I thought. Yeah, Richard, come on. Remember you said Milkblade dated the water toa? I play. I'm sick as fuck. Oh, really sick as fuck? You've stumbled into my trap card. I'm dad. Hi, sick as fuck. Fuck. No, that's actually a good trap card joke. Wait, hold on a second. I play I'm sick as fuck. You fool, you've activated my trap card. Hi, sick as fuck. I'm dad. If any one of you likes to make fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something and wants to design for me the Hi, I'm Dad trap card, I would greatly appreciate that, okay? That sounds like something Milk would do. Oh, man. But yeah, I guess that's really my whole story. I appreciate like all y'all coming and saying hi. It must be a counter trap card. Ooh, true. True. Very true. So, but you need it to be an effect where like you have to say the name of the card, right? You have to say the name of the opposing card like, "Hi, this, I'm dad." So what's the effect? Like, what would be the effect of I'm dad trap card? Obviously, it has to, like, buff you somehow, right? Or, ooh, is it a trap card that special summons something? Like, it's a counter trap card that special summons dad from your deck. Also, in addition to Kid, another artist in the community you like? In addition to Ken, any other artist in the community that you like? Like, what do you mean, Clizzard? Just do I know of any artists really in the community? Well, I know there's the one cosplayer that I think does outlandishly good Junie cosplay. Every time I see it, it's just fucking amazing. I don't know who are other artists. Like who the one artist I follow. I don't know if she's really considered like in the Junie sphere or not, but what is it? Lichelet? Lichelet? Yeah. Yeah, she does like monster fucking artwork that is always beautiful, but yeah, size cosplays are cool. Yeah, no, she's fucking amazing. I remember the very first time I ever saw one of her Junie cosplays. I need y'all to know I tried. Junie got annoyed with me for trying. I told Junie the next time she planned to do a big redesign, she should reach out to Sai and give her the design like 1 or 2 weeks, a month, whatever, before she did the reveal of it. That way she and Sai could like coordinate a big show off thing. But I don't even remember how long ago. I think this was just directly after the first time it ever happened with Psy. And I was like, girl, you gotta lean into that. But I think at the time she's like, I don't really know all of these people. I don't want to try to over plan something like that. And I was like, oh, I thought it would be epic. The Jumfies got to meet Psy in moth form at Offkai. That's really cool. Here. Ooh, must be activated in response to a card effect that names a specific card in its effect. The name card is now the card played. The name card is now the card whose effect was responded to. So what's an example? What would be okay, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Card effect. Name the card. So what would be an example card if I can get any? So, like, what is this? Lullaby of Obedience. Pay 2,000 life points. Declare one monster card name. Your opponent looks at their decks, reveals the monster card. If there is any of the chosen of the effects are applied. Gravekeeper. No. Ooh. Also, did you hear the episode of the Creepcast with the Moth Lady? Moth Lady. I don't remember a Moth Lady. Their most recent one was the underwater one. What was the one before that? I never finished watching the one where they read a bunch of fan submissions. I think I only got 2 of the fan submission stories deep. But I don't remember a Moth Lady one now. Oh, man. So your cross out designator. All right. Yu-Gi-Oh! What is this? Cross out designator. The cross-out declare one card name. Banish one of that declared card from your main deck. If you do, negate its effect. So it'd say, I name, Pot of Greed. Hi, Pot of Greed, I'm Dad. This is dumb. This is very dumb. If any of you want to make this card, I would greatly appreciate seeing it and annoy Metal Hattie with it. I think Metal Hattie would be the most appreciative person I can think of an I'm Dad trap card. Okay? Very Moth Lady coded. It's a fairly recent episode. We're not allowed to talk to women as describe her just like, oh, hey, Judy. I would force the crossout designator to name crossout designator. Damn. But yeah, y'all, I guess that's really it. I mean, it's a pretty short stream, just hour and a half, but we gotta check that stream is stable, it works. We know we'll be ready to go for an actual gaming stream Friday, Saturday. I gotta tell y'all about my trip and about setting up the apartment. I gotta see all of you guys, say hi, and tell you I missed you. And you all know I'm not dead and we're ready to go. So I guess that's where we'll call it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for each and every one of you for coming back in spite of me being gone so long. I hope you all had fun. I did too. We'll get our usual long ass streams once I could really set up and do gaming again, okay? So we should be back Friday. I hope y'all are looking forward to it. I most certainly am. Not dead yet. Don't get shaken by suspicious clowns. Getting shaken down by suspicious clown girls. Oh, Marcy, such a good idea. Happy to have proof you're alive. I appreciate it, Queenie. And just feel free to let me know if things other than drawing artists you look in the community. All right, Clizzard. Yeah, no, I'll let you know. I mean, bye. All right. I'll see you all as soon as possible. Remember, I love each and every one of you. We'll be here again Friday where I'm going to show off a brand new roguelike to you guys. And hopefully, everything goes unabated. But for now, I wish you all a good evening, good night, good rest of your weeks, and most importantly, I love you all. So let's get ready to raid Alex with her goddamn gorgeous new model. Please hop in, say hi, and take care of yourselves. Here is our raid message. Grab it and let's get ready to go, y'all, because we will be raiding in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go, girls.